Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing about Flexbox concept. Okay, so using this concept, which is part of the CSS, we can place our HTML elements in one direction. Means we can manage its placement along the one axis, whether row axis, okay, that is row wise or column wise. So what mostly vertically all the elements are placed. If they are block level elements, so all the elements will be vertically placed. If you want them to be placed horizontally, so you can use flexbox. Okay, and flexbox will be used whenever you want those elements to be placed in one direction only. Okay, means if you want to place them horizontally, so it is one directional. Okay, so in this case you can use flexbox, but let me just, so consider this is one container. Okay, so in this container if I put some elements, okay, now I will consider a scenario like amazon.in. So here you can see all the product types. You can see like whatever the categories of products are present, it is present horizontally, and some like boxes created, okay, category wise, and inside them we have subcategories also. Okay, so we all know, if I check in my another file, so we have those two boxes which we already coded. So you can see these two boxes are placed vertically because they are block level elements. So they are taking whole space, okay, whole line space. So even though we have this much space available, this box will not be placed beside this box one. Okay, it will be placed at the next line, that is on box 2. Okay, so this is a default behavior, but you want these two boxes side by side. Okay, so you want placement on the one direction, that is row wise, that is horizontally. Okay, so in this case, so we were discussing here, so all these boxes will be like this in default way. Okay, now I want all these five boxes placed in horizontally. Okay, so in this scenario flexbox will helpful for us. So we will discuss, I will show you this scenario that I have already developed for demo purpose. So okay, so this is my one container with the background I have created. Okay, skin color background, and then these are the boxes, item 1, item 2 till item 6. Okay, so I want to place these boxes in horizontal direction. Let it be this item 1, item 2, all these are like product photos and their name. Okay, means one photo will be present and its name, product name 2, and its image. So it is like list of all products I would like to show on this container. Okay, but this is not the way I want to show it. I want to show it in horizontal way, so it will be visible in one single instance to the user, and it will look better. Okay, so before we jump into flexbox, there are some things first we need to consider. Okay, so this is container is the parent element. Okay, this is parent element. Okay, on this parent element we apply the flex property. Okay, now this is parent element or container for us. Fine, now this depending on what direction we decide, so here I will put, I want direction as row wise. Okay, so row means horizontal, so I have decided that I want direction as a row. Okay, so in this case one axis will be created. This axis will be called as main axis. Okay, in flexbox terminology this axis is called as main axis. Okay, on this main axis all these five boxes will be placed because we decided direction as row. So when we decide direction as row, horizontal axis, that is main axis, all the boxes or child elements, the child element of the container will be placed along the main axis. So this is the major basic, okay, for the flex. So every time your child element will be placed along main axis. If I decide, okay, this direction to be column, so now the main axis will be this one. A vertical axis will be the main axis in case of direction column, and all the child elements will be placed along this vertical axis. Okay, so it depends on what direction you decided, your main axis will be decided. Okay, so if it is row, direction is row, main axis is the horizontal one. If the direction is column, then main axis is the vertical one, and your child elements will be placed along the main axis, whatever it will be. It will be horizontal axis or it will be vertical axis. So depending on the main axis, all along the main axis these child elements will be placed. Okay, now I will again put this as row. Okay, so this is row. Okay, so for direction row, that is horizontal direction, my horizontal axis will be called as main axis, and the vertical axis will be called as cross axis. Okay, same vice versa when column is present. Okay, so this will be the main axis. I will just put like this. In case of column, vertical axis will be main axis and horizontal axis will be cross axis. Okay, I will just put column so you will understand. Here also I will put column. Okay, so we discuss about parent element, that is container. Child elements we called as flex items. Okay, so all these child elements will be called as flex items. They are individually called as flex item. Okay, so now we will discuss about, these are the basic concepts about the what we can say flex box. Okay, now we are good to go with the properties, what all the properties we need to use. Okay, so I will, now we will go to our example. So this is flex demo example. This is my container, which is a box with background, skin color background. And then these are the flex, right now these are the child elements. Okay, we didn't apply any property to it, any flex box property. So these are the elements, and I want them to be placed horizontally to show as a products. Okay, so first I will show you my code. So there is nothing fancy here, just one container with div. Okay, with div tag I created one container, and then I have six elements. Okay, six child elements with same div tag. Okay, so one container, and inside that we have six child elements. Okay, six child boxes. Okay, and then I applied property for flex container, that is width 1000 pixel, height 300 pixel, and the background color I provided, so it will look like box. And for flex item, same thing, width and height I provided, that is 100 pixel, background color I provided like aquamarine. And just to make sure to see proper dimension of that boxes, okay, child boxes, I provided border with 2 pixel solid and some random color. Okay, means variation of blue. Understood? So now we will use display property. So right now the default value for the display property is block. This is outer display type, that is it will be applied to this container itself. Okay, if I put inline, this will be applied to the container itself. Again we have that inline block, this will be also applied to container itself. This is outer display type. And the one which we are going to discuss today is the flex. This is inner display type. So we are applying this property to parent element. Okay, but it will be applied, the changes, or what we can say whatever modification will be done on these items. Okay, all these child elements. Okay, so this container will work as a flex container. Now as soon as I put this property display flex, now this is working as a flex container. I will save it. Now you can see all the vertically placed boxes are horizontal. Okay, so it will click your mind that I think the row direction is the default one. Okay, so this is flex direction, and there are four main values. That is row, that is the default value. Okay, then column and row reverse and column reverse. So I will just show you row reverse so you will understand how it will work. Okay, so this is row, the default one. Okay, row reverse means it will start from this point, from the ending. So this is starting from end of the what we can say right hand side of the element, and even you can see item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4 till item 6, means starting from right hand side 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And if I put normal row, from left hand side item 1 to item 6. Okay, so from where you want to start your element, okay, your child elements or flex items, it will be decided based on the flex direction. Okay, so if I put flex direction again as column, so see all the flex items will be placed inside the container. They will not overflow outside your container. So previously we were not having this property. Okay, so because of that they were going outside of the container even though they were part of the container. Even though they are part of the container, they were going outside, overflowing. Okay, I will again comment it out. See, they were overflowing outside because I provided the dimension 100 pixel width, 100 pixel height. So all the 100 pixel height was going outside the container. But here, if I put this property display flex, all the child elements, all the flex items will be placed inside the container, and now they will not have the same height which was there previously, that is 100 pixel, because they want to adjust or they want to place inside the container itself. So if you see, height is now 46.80 pixel and not 100 pixel because they need to accommodate inside this container. Okay, so this is the flex box concept. It will be placed inside the container itself and it will not overflow outside the container. So it automatically changes the height for those flex items and it makes them 46.80 pixel in height. Okay, and you can see it is starting from item 1 and ending from 2, 3, 4, last ending at 6. If I put column reverse, it will start from bottom, 1 will start from bottom and then 6 at the top we will have item 6. Okay, so you have very much flexibility to work to make the placement changes, okay, easily in one direction. Okay, right now I'm doing in column wise vertically, or you can do it horizontally. Understood? So this is one way of doing flex direction. So now I will just put row wise right now. Okay, now our all items will be placed in one item. Okay, like this. Now as you can see, all the items are stick together. Okay, and you can see it is starting from here. If you want it to be center, okay, means somewhere in the middle, okay, and not at the end, starting from end or from the here also. We want our elements, these all these flex items to be center on the horizontal axis. Okay, this is the horizontal axis. On this horizontal axis, the my flex items are starting from the left hand side. Okay, or so if you want to change their placement on horizontal axis, we need to use another property, that is justify content. Okay, so the what you can say, the default property is this one, flex start. So this is, see, if I put this property also, there is no change. It is because this is a default property, and it is starting from the, means whole content will be placed on the starting from the left hand side. If I put flex end, it will start from the right hand side, see, but it will not be reverse like row reverse, means from it in row reverse item 1 was there on this right hand side, extreme right hand side, and from 1 to till 6 it was like this. But this is more about the whole item, what we can say, whole content. So what is the thing here is that all these 6 boxes together will be called as content, okay, and individually they are items, okay. All the flex items will be content, and individually they will be items. So what I'm doing, I'm, as a group of items, I'm putting changing their placement. So if I put its placement as center, so whole set of items are placed now center, okay. Now they are correctly center, okay. This point will be like 500 pixel, okay. So they are correctly center on the horizontal axis. Now if I want same thing on vertical axis also, I want them to be vertically also center, okay. So what we will do, we will use another thing, that is align items, okay, align items as a center. Now this property work for individually item level, okay. This is for content level, first one, but this one is individual level, okay. But it will be applied to each individual, okay. Each individual it will be applied. So I will apply center. Default one is the flex start. You can see there is no change. If I do flex end, all are placed at the bottom side, that is at the end of this axis. Vertically they are at the end, okay, at the end of this axis. Fine. First, with flex start, they were at the start of the axis of the cross axis, okay. This is cross axis or vertical axis. I will for better understanding, I will just call it as a vertical axis, but understand that here in our case it is a cross axis. So at the start of the cross axis it will start. If I change the property to flex end, it will start from the end, means it will be placed at the end of the axis. And if I put as a center, it will be center, okay. So this is a best way if you want to center, okay, any element in the container, okay. So whether it will be 2 boxes, one single box, okay, so it will be very easier to center that element in the container using flex, okay. Just you need to put justify content center, align item center, and your element will be center of the container. So now our set of items are centered on the container. Fine. Uh, so this is justify content. Now if you want this item 1, item 3 and item 5 odd number boxes at the start and even number boxes at the end, okay. So you can do it like this also. So what we can do here, I will put another class, that is odd. I will put odd item, and for item 246 I will put even item as a class, okay. I'm putting class. Here what I will do, I will create one class with odd item, and here I will put align self. So this is individual level, okay, individual alignment on cross axis, okay, but applied to that individual item. So if I apply this class to individual item, okay, so right now I applied it to item 1, item 3 and item 5. So these individual items will be placed along the cross axis, whatever I will value I provide. Like if I provide flex end, okay, and then for even item I will provide flex start, and will comment this. Yeah, see. So item 1, 3, 5 are flex end, that is they are at the end of the cross axis, while item 2, 4, 6 even items are at the start of the cross axis. Okay. So this is the thing here. They are now aligned individually. Previously they were aligned individually, but a property is applied to all flex items, irrespective of what they are. Now I am applying to individual level. So what I will do now again, I will uncomment this one and will provide this property to some of them only. We'll remove this property. So I applied odd item to 1 and even item to 4, only single boxes. Okay. So you can see other boxes are center because I have applied property like align item center. So it will be applied to all individual flex items, while I applied self, that is single individual flex item, that flex end and flex start. So for odd item, that is 1 I have applied, and for item 4, so you can see the item 1 is flex end and item 4 is at the flex start. So you can control the individual item level placement also on cross axis. Okay, on cross axis. Fine. So there are multiple properties we will see quickly. I will just uncomment this part, comment this part. Okay. So center end, typical flex end and flex start. Okay. And then there are special property, that is space around, space between, and space evenly. Okay. So with space around, the space will be created around the individual items. Okay. On main axis, that is horizontally. So you can see flex items are evenly distributed in the line with the half sizes spaces on the either end, means on both the side, on the left hand side and right hand side space will be placed. Okay, so right now if you see, there is no spacing between them, they are stick together. Okay, so if I apply space around, so see, the spaces is created along the axis, main axis, that is horizontal axis, space is created, and it will be on both the side, from on the left hand side, right hand side, same for the item 2, item 3, like this. Okay, space around means space at the left and right hand side. Okay, to all the element, previously they were stick together, now there is space around the box. Okay, around the element, like this, and they are evenly spread out on the axis. Okay, they are evenly spread out on the main axis, that is horizontal axis. Then it is we will see space between. Okay, this one will be again space between them will be created. Okay, but it will be between them and not around, means it will be between on the right hand side. So see, there is no space on the left hand side of the item 1 and no space at the right hand side of the item 6, only space between them and not around them. Okay, so this is space between them. And then there is another property, that is space evenly. So the space evenly distributed again along the main axis. So now the space is same between and sidewise also. So let me inspect. So if you I will show you the difference between them. Okay, so as you can see, visually you can understand that the space thing here, there is no property that I can show you, but if you can see, the space is same even at the left hand side of the item 1 and between item 1 and item 2. Okay, space evenly, so all these spaces are even spaces here. Okay, same identical space, but if I put space around, So space is different. Here it is single. If I put like 1 pixel, if we consider this is 1 pixel, so here it is 1 pixel plus 1 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel, and at the end also it will have 1 pixel. But in case of what we can say space evenly, here and here both places the space will be even. Okay, so this is based on what requirement you have, and based on that you will decide if you want to go with space evenly or space around, or only want space between them only and not here. Okay, so this is justify content placement of your components along the main axis. Okay, for whole content at the single way. Okay, in the single property. Fine. So we discuss about justify content and align items. Now we will discuss about gap property. Okay, so if I remove this property space around and just put center, and here also I will put center. So now they are centered. Okay, this component, okay, all the items are centered at the container, horizontally also and vertically also, but there is again no space. Okay, so what you can do, you can use one of the property like space around, space evenly. Okay, or if you want your own space, you want to create gap between them as per your choice. Okay, and not computed based by browser. Okay, previously this when we were applying the property like space around, space evenly, okay, browser was computing the spacing between them. Okay, but if you want your choice of spacing between them, so you can use gap property. Okay, so gap property will be applied, okay, on row wise and column wise. So this is, so you can have row gap and column gap. Okay, so when you are dealing with flex direction row, you can apply row gap. Okay, and even you can have column gap also. Okay, even though this is flex direction row, you still can have column gap. So what is the reason behind having column gap, that we will discuss later, but I will use gap property which will be applied row wise also and column wise also. So I will put 10 pixel gap. So now they are 10 pixels apart from each other. Space between them is now 10 pixel. Let me improve little bit, 20. Okay. So if I inspect, see there is a space between them. You can see in violet there is a 20 pixel between them. Understood? So we have created gap. Right now you can't see the gap above them for column gap because there is no row. Means this is now single row only. Okay, when we discuss about multi-row flex items, okay, when we have these 6 items, along with these 6 items we also have another set of 6 items on the next row. In that case it will be applied, column gap will be applied, that we will discuss. Okay, so we discuss about this thing like how we can create a gap, okay, between the flex items using gap property. Okay, now we will discuss about if you want to irrespective of this width and height of the flex item, right now it is 100 pixel and 100 pixel. Okay, if you want to give authority or control to the browser to calculate the width and height of that flex items depending on the space available, then you can use flex grow property. So with flex grow property, what will happen if I put flex grow 1, then all the boxes will have similar width. Okay, similar they will grow in similar rate. Okay, similar rate depending on what is the container size. Okay, so before that I will show you. Okay, this is the size, just understand the sizing. Okay, let me apply individual level now. Yeah, sorry, I was applying at the wrong place. Okay, so they have taken their space. So what happens if I am applying flex grow 1, okay, and it is applied to flex item. So this class is applied to all items. Okay, so that's why you will see same width. Okay, same width of each and every box. So this is item 4. So you can see it is 150 pixel. Previously it was 100 pixel, now it becomes 150 pixel. Item 3 150, item 2 150. Every other place is 150. Okay, so they have the browser has computed, okay, the size of the container, and based on that size of the container it grows the boxes in horizontally. Okay, if I put uh, individual level, that is odd item and even item, that we have provided to, okay, I will provide it to item 1, and to item 4 I will provide even item. Okay, flex grow 2, and here I will provide flex grow 3. Okay, so we'll see the dimension of each and every one. So for item 3 it is 134. I haven't applied anything to it. Item 2 134. Now we will see item 1. So this is 165 because we have given flex grow as 2. Okay, better I will show with minimum elements. Okay, let me remove some elements right now. I will keep only 3 elements. Okay, now maybe this will work. So item 2 has flex grow 1, item 1 has flex grow 2, and item 4 has flex grow 3. Okay, so let's see for item 2, the dimension is 211. Okay, 211 in width. For item 1 it is 320. Okay, and for item 4 it is 428. Okay, so it's like growing based on one factor. Okay, if this is 1, okay, that is 211. Okay, so it will increase by some factor, that will be it is 320, and then here it will be 428. So browser will decide how much width it needs to provide based on this flex grow. Okay, so item 2 is 1, this one is 2, and this one is 3. So what it will do, we have 3 elements. Okay, 3 items. Okay, one is 1, 2, and 3. So almost what it, just my thing, like it will create 6 part. Okay, horizontally 6 part of our horizontal width. Okay, it will give 2 part to this one, 1 part to this one, and 3 part to this one. So if I divide my container, okay, in 6 part, 2 parts will be given to item 1, 1 part will be given to item 2, and 3 parts will be given to item 4. Like this it has created. Okay, flex grow 1, flex grow 2, and flex grow 3. Understood? Same way we have something like shrink also. So here we can use another property for this flex shrink and flex grow, that is flex one. Okay, so it is again what we can say, indicates the flex shorthand property for that flex grow and flex shrink. Okay, with single property, just like for gap, for row gap and column gap, I decided single shorthand property, that is 20 gap colon 20 pixel. Like we have, I am using directly gap property, and it will be provided 10 pixel in row gap also, and 10 pixel in column gap and row gap. Both, for both the gap it will be applied 10 pixel. If I want different gap, then I can provide like this. So it will be applied to row gap and it will be applied to column gap. Okay, so like this we have flex. Okay, that we can apply flex 1, and here I can apply flex 2. So it will work as like this. So you can see now item 2 is 100 pixel, item 1 is 286, and this one 570. Okay, so this is again how we can grow the boxes. Okay, See, this is 1, double of item 2 is item 1, okay, and triple of this means it will grow based on the browser width, okay, based on the container width, and it will be applied, okay, like this. So you can specify like this also if you want to grow your container, okay, based on some factors, okay. Now we will discuss, okay, one another thing. I will apply 900 pixel, 500 pixel, this commented, item 3, item 6. Okay, so if you see, all the 6 items are placed inside the container again, but if I check the width of them, it is 63.467. I want width of 100 pixel, correct. I want flex item to be of 100 pixel, but it is of 63.467 because the main container size I have reduced it. Previously it was full 1000 pixel, I have reduced it to half, that is 500 pixel, and because of that they need to accommodate inside this container, so its width has been decreased. Okay, so in this case what we can do, we can shift some of the based on the criteria, again it decided by the browser, some of the elements, okay, will be shifted on the next line. Okay, so how we can tell browser, right now it is fixing on the one single line, okay, it is fixing on one single line. I want all the elements to be of width 100 pixel, whatever I have specified. So they need to be shifted on the next line, then only it is possible. If they are on one single line, then it is not possible, they must be shifted on the next line. So in this case I need to apply property flex wrap. Okay, so it has no wrap as a default property, so don't wrap it. So because of that it is showing in single line. Okay, if I provide wrap, see, now all the whatever the boxes can be placed, okay, inside here, that is 4 boxes has placed easily, so it accommodate 4 boxes, and other 2 boxes it shifted on the next line. So all the boxes will be of 100 pixel now. See, of width 100 pixel. If I check for item 2, again 100 pixel. Okay, if I again reduce little bit like 400 pixel, so see, 3 boxes can be accommodated now, so it shifted 3 and 3 here like this. Okay, now we have 2 rows, okay, multi rows flex items. Okay, so now how we can use them. Okay, so if you want to change some of the things on these things also, means these property will be applied, all the one which we discussed till now, like gap, all those things. So if you check now, okay, so let me just put, fine. So now if you can see, they are center aligned again. Okay, so they are, if you just have some, what we can say, if something just on analytically understand that this is one box, it is divided into half. So if it is divided into half, so for first upper half, this one are center or vertically and horizontally, and this one is also center vertically. If this is the half part, then vertically center and horizontally center. Okay, but if you want these two content properly aligned, means at the start of the container, okay, at the start of the content, okay, container, this is our container, and I want all my content at the start of the container. So we can have property like justify content. For whole content we can have align content. This will be applied only when we have multi-line flex items. When we have multi-line flex item, only then this property will be applicable. Okay, so if I put flex start, so now whole thing is at the flex start, that is on the vertical axis at the start of the vertical axis, that is cross axis. And if you just check here, so it will have row gap, okay, of 10 pixel and 20 pixel in the row gap, and column gap will be of 10 pixel, okay, like this. 20 pixel in horizontally and 10 pixel in the column wise, okay, because we are using now content wise. If I want it at the end, we can have flex end, it will be flex end. If I want it in the center, it will be in center. Again, this one will also have space around, space between, and space evenly. So if I put space around, so they are spaced around now, okay, like the one which were there previously, like on the center, align item center, like this. So space around means uh, not evenly spaced, space around them, okay. So it has some space at the top, bottom, and in between also. If I put space evenly, so it will have even space at the top, between, and at the end also. Now they are little bit crunch now. And then if I put between, so its space will be between them, and they are at the end and at the start, okay. So here there are lots of property, okay, and you will require practice how it will occur. But my suggestion, okay, will be like, you need to understand basic thing, that is what will be the main axis when the direction will be row or column, what will be the cross axis when direction will be row and column, okay. If you just understand this part, what is main axis and cross axis, it will be easier to understand how you need to do placement. And if you have any doubt, you can put your doubts in the comment section. Thank you guys, and we will wrap the session. Bye.